Good morning, students. How are you all? Hope you all are fine at home. Be safe. Okay. I am also fine and safe here. Okay, students. Okay, shall we come back to our lesson in accountancy, the second lesson. Okay, in the second lesson, there are 10 concepts and 5 conventions available. Okay, these are the principles. These concepts and conventions together are called the accounting principles. So these are the framework within which with the accounting has been laid, we have learned, isn't it? So first of all, we should lay foundation. Afterwards, only building the house. Okay. In the same way, we should learn about these concepts first. Okay. Then the conventions. This among 10 concepts we have learned only two, isn't it? The first one, let us have one revision. Okay, just recollect. First one is the business entity concept. Okay, here the business is considered separate from its owner or the owners. Okay, because all the transactions from the viewpoint of the business only will be recorded in the books of accounts, not from the viewpoint of the owner. Okay, so any personal transactions related to the owners will be entered separately. That should not be entered, but if it affects the business, we have to enter because the business is separate from the owner, one who that invest capital, because capital is also considered as one of the liability of the business, because that business is invested by the owner and the business is receiving, and so the business has to return it to the owner lately. Okay, the second concept is money measurement concept. So all the transactions which can be measured in terms of money can be recorded in the books of accounts. So what is the other meaning? All the transactions which cannot be measured in terms of money cannot be recorded in the books of accounts. Okay, so whatever that means, we have in the meaning itself we have learned money or money's worth. Okay, transactions of money or money's worth. Only that one we can enter. So any that efficiency of the management or the best working conditions of the workers, because these cannot be measured in monetary terms, that cannot be entered in the books of accounts. Okay, now let us learn the going concern concept. Here in this concept we assume that the business will be going on continuously, it will be running for a long period of time. Going concern, okay, it is ongoing process. Okay, it is a going concern, going on, it is not for 1 year, 2 years, we are not going to close the business. It will be continuously running for long period of time. Okay, so in the future it will be running for a foreseeable future. That means maybe for 10 years, 15 years it will be going on. So, because of this assumption only, we have many that it has some influence in the accounts. Okay. For example, the valuation of assets and liabilities. The valuation of assets and liabilities we will learn in the other concept. Okay. These assets will be recorded in its cost price. Okay. Then for the assets we will reduce the depreciation. 1% will be taken and it will be considered as depreciation because it is used in the business for around 10 years, 15 years. Okay. Then we have the treatment of outstanding expenses. Okay, then that prepaid expenditure. Then accrued income but not received, and income received in advance. All these we make some adjustments because of this concept. Here that you will learn in the 12th, 13th chapters. Okay, all these adjustments. Okay, you will understand there. It is very, very clear. Okay, because the market price of the assets we never write, only the cost price. That means the acquisition cost. Acquisition means the purchasing price. Okay, that cost only we will show. Market price we never consider. Then from the fixed assets we will charge depreciation. We will provide depreciation as a percentage, fixed percentage. Okay, there are two methods of calculating depreciation. There is one lesson for us. Okay, in depreciation one lesson. There you will learn it clearly. Okay, students. So what is the meaning of this going concern concept? And the business is a going concern and it will continue its operations for a long period of time in future. That is the meaning. Okay, then the next concept is the cost concept. Here I have explained, the cost concept. All the fixed assets are entered or are recorded in its cost. With that cost we say historical cost. Historical cost or the acquisition cost. Purchasing price. Okay, different name. Acquisition cost. So, the fixed assets are recorded in its historical cost. Okay, but we never consider the market value. Market value is not at all considered. Okay, only the cost price. At the time of purchasing, what is its cost? From there only we will deduct a percentage as depreciation. Okay, that cost concept. We enter all the assets in its historical cost. Okay, so here some drawbacks are there because we enter only in the historical cost. That price inflation, price increasing for a particular machinery, the price will be going on increasing. So here if we record these asset in the historical cost or cost price, okay, original cost, we can say original cost also. So in this original cost price, it will not show the actual financial position of the fixed asset, isn't it? Or that financial position of the business, because it will be showing very less. But the price of that asset keeps on increasing. Okay, we never consider the market price or the increasing the price that value of the commodities we never consider. And if that business is purchasing some assets in one date and after 5 years it purchased some other asset, we cannot compare the value of this asset with the previous asset, because that everything will be considered in cost price. So that value of the assets which were purchased 5 years earlier will be showing very less price. But if the assets that we have purchased after 5 years will show higher price. So we cannot have a comparison between these assets bought on different dates. Okay, then one more asset, that is the human resource, human resources. Here we never pay any cost to purchase this one. Okay, so human resources cannot be valued at cost, so that we can never enter this one, the human resources, as an asset in the business concern because of this cost concept. Because the human resources does not have any that acquisition cost, isn't it? So you might have understood the cost concept. All the assets, fixed assets, are recorded only in its historical cost or the acquisition cost or the original cost. Okay. Then the fifth one, dual aspect concept. Dual aspect, this we have already learned. Dual aspect concept. From the beginning I was saying, isn't it? A dual aspect. For each and every transaction there are, dual means two. So two aspects are there for each and every transaction. Okay, for each and every transaction there are two aspects. If one is debit, the minimum two aspects. Okay, if one is debit, the other one will be credit. Okay, so we can say the debit will be equal to credit. Okay, the debit amount will be equal to the corresponding credit. For example, when a person, here we can say, no, I have told you, I have taught you, given many examples, isn't it? If we purchase an asset, what we do? We purchase the asset is coming inside and the cash is going outside. Okay, so the asset debit, cash credit. When we purchase goods, what? Goods coming inside, it is an expense. So goods debit and cash going out. Okay, so for each and every transaction there are two aspects. If one is debit, the other will be credit. That means minimum one debit or minimum one credit must be there. More than one debit or more than one credit may be there. Okay, so this is called the main rule of the double entry system. Double entry system of bookkeeping. Here it explains. Double entry means for entry two aspects. Okay. So here we can have one equation because all the debit are equal to all the credit. So here we will have one accounting equation. Accounting equation. Assets. Total assets will be equal to capital plus liabilities. Because if a person, first transaction will be the owner invest amount in the business and he brings cash or through check, he starts his business, okay, with cash or any things, okay, maybe the land, everything he starts. So that assets will be equal to that capital. So here we write, when he brings capital, cash equal to here capital. Okay, in the third lesson you will understand. We will prepare the journal entry. Okay, so assets is equal to capital plus liabilities. So cash is equal to capital. Cash account data to capital. Then the third lesson you will understand it clearly. Okay. So that will be equal to, asset will be equal to capital and liabilities. That is the accounting equation. Okay. Then the next concept, periodicity concept. Period. The books of accounts all prepared for, we should prepare for at one period, isn't it? One common period must be there. Here we calculate as 1 year, maybe the financial year. Okay, April to March. Because when a business man or a owner, when he enters that he invests money in the business, periodically he wants to know the performance, whether it has earned any profit, or maybe every month also he can evaluate and find out. Okay, or one common, at least minimum within 1 year he should understand what is his financial position, what is his profitable condition, okay, whether he has earned any money. Okay, so usually the financial statement, that means the trading and profit and loss account and the balance sheet will be prepared for 1 year. Okay, at least minimum 1 year they have to calculate, they have to evaluate the performance of their business and they should calculate whether they have earned profits or they have suffered any loss. Okay, then for the that evaluation purpose, for the analysis and interpretation purpose, they need to find out the calculate the profit or the financial position of the business. Okay, that is the periodicity concept. Or maybe monthly, half yearly, quarterly they can prepare, but as a common period they prepare for 1 year. Okay, that is periodicity concept. Today we have learned 4 concepts. Okay, again 4 more concepts available. So I will teach you that one in the next class. Okay, then we will complete the 10 concepts. Then 5 more conventions that I will teach you in the next class. So with that we will end this chapter. Okay, the standards are not available in your this syllabus. Okay, deleted portion. Okay, I am leaving the deleted portion and I will teach you what is there for the last year students. Okay, because it may take some more time to open the schools. Okay, like last year only they may open maybe. Okay, not like January, it will be little earlier maybe. But if it is the full portion is available, then I will teach you the other things. Okay, students. So better you study these concepts. Okay, listen to these concepts and I will show you the concept in the book also. The going concern concept. This concept is asked as the question. Business units last indefinitely mention and explain the concept on which the statement is based. So, like an indirect question they have asked. Okay, business units last indefinitely. It is not given anywhere, but we should understand this is related to which statement. The going concern concept. That means it will continue, okay, for a long period of time. So you have to write this one first. Business units last indefinitely. Then you should write this. This statement is based on going concern concept. Then you have to write this one. Okay, it is the basic assumption that business is a going concern and it will continue its operations for a foreseeable future. Going concern concept influences accounting practices in relation to the valuation of assets and liabilities, depreciation of the fixed asset, treatment of outstanding and prepaid expense, and accrued annual revenue. Okay, then example, assets are generally valued at historical cost. Any increase or decrease in the value of asset in a short period of time is ignored. Okay, that you can write. Okay, then the cost concept. Since you do not have the book, I just show and you can read this one. Okay. Then dual aspect concept. Then periodicity concept. Okay. Then one more line only available here. Okay. This line. This concept helps the business in distribution of income to the owners and compute the evaluating performance of different periods. Okay, so this one you can read from the video. Okay, since you all do not have the books in your hands. Okay, students. So I think we can conclude this class here. Okay, thank you very much.